So I haven't made a video like this for a while. I haven't really had much to say. Been enjoying my time with the Infinite McConaughey stream and the super cool Space Cats and working and doing what I do. The springtime's coming, storms and sunsets are going to be crazy again, but at the moment, things are busy enough at work that I really don't have time, and or it's just a bunch of clear sky and nobody's going to be viewing videos, or they're going to be leaving, why are you making videos in the comments? Because it's just some blue sky with the color band that is effectively the same every time when it's just blue sky. And I'm not saying it's not cool and all, but it's like I've made several of those already. So as you may see in the videos I've been putting up last couple of days, I've been actually active on the creative front. This has been a fucking deadline. Hello? For a very long time. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I am here to talk about is the World War III thing going on. Now, on a conspiracy front, I have in fact been batting 1,000. On the global geopolitics front, not enough has happened for me to even rate that. I haven't really made any predictions and taken any strong stances on whatever or anything else in that regard. I think that what happened in Venezuela is fine. I think that should happen in Cuba. I think that should happen in North Korea. The people of Iran, from what I understand, are already been just doing what they can to get at their government, but their government's been pretty high tech for a while and been killing people when they come to protest. So taking out their government, they've got people there. That place used to be full of people basically going about their lives. Women were allowed to attend college, all kinds of stuff. And it's not Saudi Arabia, but man, it's close. And the government of that country has been funding a shitload of terrorism for a very, very long time. So the reason why their allies are attacking the people that are attacking them, which is to say, at this point, I think it's basically U.S. and Israel, the UAE and Saudi Arabia, is because those countries have their own, each of them has their own like terrorist organization known by name globally. So there was Hamas, Hezbollah, some of Al Qaeda are around there, and basically the countries that have been blown up innocent people in the name of protesting the actions of another country in places that aren't necessarily the country that they're complaining about are attacking because Iran got attacked. And Iran was funding their terrorism. Now, what I did see is that there's a handful of soldiers have now perished, and God, I hope that's all there are. I hope it's no more than that. Because that's the one thing I really don't like about war. I know that's the most basic thing to say, but it's the death and the killing. It's stupid. So we're going to see what the outcome is. I'm not like, hoorah, let's get them. It ain't like that. It ain't like that. But the world as it is has needed some kind of a shakeup. I've known we're building towards something. It's pretty obvious in the culture that, the something to that generational theory thing that every so often something's got to happen. And I guess what I want to say is it is really important not to get too sucked into it. I'm not watching it like nonstop. I'm keeping myself occupied with other things. But yeah, it's important not to get sucked into coverage, to be watching live. Oh, the war's happening. Look, I don't want to watch a smoke pall rising on the horizon while someone talks about what they think. I don't fucking care. As far as, things going on, what's really concerned me is the possibility that these like outright terrorist funding countries that are now under attack with their terrorist organizations not completely, extinguished at this time, are going to have like sleeper cells. And there was like one dude that supposedly was of that. I don't know if anybody else, a bunch of stuff's going on. And now everyone's going to be like, oh no, is it this? Is it that? And that totally sucks. But those motherfuckers were already here sleeping in their cell. It's not like they came here to do that. They were already here waiting. So what really needs to happen is hopefully those people get rooted out. Hopefully the government has not been so busy fucking with its own citizens' heads that they didn't, hopefully they didn't forget that there are actual terrorists that need to be, found and dealt with here. You notice in this conflict, Russia ain't doing shit, which is the correct path, the good strategy. Ultimately, it is my belief that the only outcome can be that America and Russia become more allied than they have been. Because those two countries have more in common, even though there are some differences in ideology as well as, there's kind of an energy competition thing. But keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer kind of thing. And at the same time, we need to be closer to that country because the two countries have more in common, say, against a third superpower like China, China has ambitions. At the same time, a lot of their stuff is garbage. Their plane looks super cool and it can go hella fast, but it can't maneuver. It can't dogfight. So what do you need an interceptor jet like that for? It can be anywhere in the world in, 3 hours or whatever. But what can it do? They captured one. Like we captured one of theirs. So what can it do, right? But at the same time, they have other means. And as our government and Israel's government are now starting to bust out, and Russia's been busting out the new tech for a while, the hypersonic or hyperbaric missiles or whatever, that's new tech. That's not, the same explosive, ballistic, lands, hits, explodes, big boom. It's some kind of plastic explosive or a high explosive. No. These are totally different. These like suck the air out and implode. The iron beam, which basically, if a missile is moving faster than the speed of sound to an order of magnitude, then you can't use radar to track it. You can use LiDAR to track it. And by using LiDAR and having that also linked up with a laser system, what that means is that within a certain radius, that laser can engage and it will simply vaporize like the outer casing of the rocket, causing everything to just, which is what we saw in a video. They've got that discombobulator. That one's, I don't know, man. I feel like there's going to be a new Geneva Convention after this war. But we didn't invent it. We bought one, apparently. So that means that it is possible that China will bust out new tech as well, except that the new tech that China will bust out will likely be biological. They've already been doing stuff, testing, using things, whether things are leaks or not. That seems to be a forte that they have. The problem, or maybe the boon that we face with a country like that, is that due to the nature of their government system, you want to excel, but you don't want to stand out so much that you get noticed too much. They may just hammer that peg down to prove to everyone else that you need to make sure you do what you're supposed to do. And at the same time, I think they might be lying about their population. I couldn't prove that, but I just think they might be lying about their population. They've been running on that one child per family rule for a very long time. And the initial outbreaks of these various coronavirus diseases over the years, including SARS and MERS, pretty much started there. So I think they have probably decimated their own population by now, which is why they were trying to do things like super soldiers and whatever. And if God help us if they come out with super soldiers that are functional and superior. Or that could just be some hogwash too. There's a whole bunch of that between these government superpowers where they have fake programs that are complete bullshit that they just make sure that are known about so that other countries are like, oh shit, we better learn how to, deal with that. And it's like, it's a non-existing thing. It's not going to work. And for all I know, half of the conspiracy theories that a lot of people get into that leads them into things like flat earth and sovereign citizen stuff is probably that counterintelligence propaganda, because now it is legal to use that kind of stuff on American citizens as well, after all. Smith Modernization Act. And I mean, considering the Smith Modernization Act, you have to take everything that is going on that you're being told is going on with a grain of salt, because it could be propaganda. It could very well be propaganda, no matter where it's coming from. So, Anyways, my advice is disconnect, go touch grass, take a walk. If the urge to follow war content is that strong, find an alternative. Do something constructive. Trust me, the beam will wear off very quickly if you just do something constructive. Take a walk, sit on your lawn, cut some firewood, have a bonfire, engage with the environment around you is what I'm saying. I'm going to cut it short at that. I think that's going to be it on this topic. Yes, it is World War III. The thesis, the thing I was going to say, the point, why I started the video is these mousetraps and these ping pong balls have all been placed. They've been placed. And I believe the thing to do at this point is they're going to go off, let them go off. You got Pakistan, Afghanistan. You got Lebanon, Iran, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Israel, and the US. You got Russia and Ukraine. Surely there's a bunch of crap going on in Africa. It's a thing. It's going to happen. All you can do is let it happen. And know that after this, some kind of cataclysm occurs and a beneficent paradigm shift takes place. So that's what I got. Everybody have a good night. Peace.